right, so once again, thanks for joining. We're going to talk about outstanding commissions. Remember, raise your hand, use the chat. Let us know if you have any questions. Catherine is going to be monitoring that for us. And don't type in the secret word, but last time everybody said, I didn't ask any questions because I had the secret word sitting there ready to click enter. But please ask questions. We really want this to be interactive. We are going to be reviewing the email that comes to you. You might have got it today. Did you guys get the outstanding commissions report today? We tried to time it, so you would get that today. We're going to talk about entering in the policies, making sure that you're entering in all your policies after you issue them. And then we're going to talk about using transactions and making sure that you are paying on the ones that you enter into Epic as well. But first, as always, we want to discuss a few things. The breakfast brew, please make sure that you guys are receiving this. It came out, what was it, April 3rd of this month. It's going to give you all the necessary information that you guys are going to need. One of the big highlights in there was the farm policies that are renewing with a different policy number from Nationwide. So please make sure that you guys are reading that. It's so important. It's the only way we can get out all this information to you guys at one time. And to keep it interactive with that, we have, don't type it in, don't send it in. We are doing our brew bucks. So when you click on that link in the brew, and it's going to, put in there what your name, what you like best about the brew, and then you can scroll down and look for the secret word, but don't type it in yet. This week or this month or last month, I'm sorry, got a head cold. Was Kate from David Rosenberg's agency. Kate, she was the winner and she got some fancy swag sent out to her. So congratulations, Kate, on that. And then also the Brew Bucks winner was David LaRue. So way to go, David. Thank you so much for that. Hey, Kate, what was the best part in that swag bag you got? Let us know. All right, another important thing that you guys need to be doing, if you are using the Epic browser, so the browser is not the installed version, it is the browser. You open it up on your computer, it's a web-based. If you are using that, they just did a huge update. So you need to go in and update the connection suite. If you are not using the browser, then I advise you guys to please start using it, because Applied Systems is not updating any new features on the install version. They are only updating that in the browser. Kate said that all of it, t-shirt, coffee cups, yay, Kate. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. So make sure you guys are updating the connection suite, and I'll show you that once we get into Epic. The LMS, if you guys aren't using it, we highly recommend that you do. We got some great learning paths in there. We're always putting stuff new in there. The new one that Catherine put together was about the outstanding commissions. And we're only going to touch a little bit on that today about the outstanding commission. But if you have the LMS, get in there and watch that full learning path that Catherine had put together for everybody, because she does amazing work with everything that she does. Thank you, Catherine. All right. As NOAA, get paid for what you guys are issuing. That's so important. All right. I'm going to minimize this so I can get in to my other screen and show you guys. This is the email that you receive from NOAA. So that came out to you guys today. And when you see this, it goes to the agency owner. If you want to be a part of that email, your agency owner needs to send that into us, an email saying, please add Deanna onto the outstanding commissions report, and we will get you added onto that. Deanna, did you get that this month? Want to make sure, because I know we added you in. All right. Now, when you look at this email, here's step 1. Review your state list. So when you click on this, it's going to open up and it's going to give you your state. This is just one that I had, so I'm going to do Missouri. If you are in other states and you click on it, it is going to bring up your states. Now, if you are issuing business, let's say you are in Illinois and you are issuing business in Wisconsin and Michigan, Ohio, wherever it may be, those are all going to be on the one main report for your state. So your domicile state, that's where they're all going to be on. So you are issuing in all states, you don't need to get all of the reports because it's just going to go into your domicile state of where you are when you're issuing that business and you're entering it into Epic. Well, in this case, not entering it into Epic since this is the outstanding commissions report. So if you look out here, we only keep 6 months. And if you scroll down, it's going to show you your name on here. And all you need to do then is go in and look in Epic for that. So what I want to do is go back to the email. Step 2, so important, the shared code. If you are using a shared code with AsNoA, with Agency One, with Allegiance, those are shared codes. And a lot of us do use shared codes because the carrier is only giving us, one carrier code. We all share it, we all issue business. It's going to be right here under the shared code. Even if you're thinking, I don't use any shared codes, I would still click on it just in case you are and you're not really aware of that. Click on it, and we don't know the agency name for these policies because it's a shared code. So it's all going to say AsNoA or Allegiance or Agency One. So when you go through here, just scroll down and look for any of the policies that are yours and then get into Epic and enter those in. Is there any questions on this report and how to read the report? All right, another thing I want to show you on here is if we look at this one here that I have highlighted, right underneath it, oh, it's a different policy number, so that's not helping me out here. Guess I should have looked at that one a little better. But if you have on here and the policy number is the same, so here we got the policy number is the same here, only enter it in one time, just one. Okay, and then accounting will be able to reconcile that. All right, we got a couple questions. We got lots of questions coming in. We will get to all of you. I'm going to stop right here so we can answer the questions. Catherine, can you unmute Kate for me, please?
Yeah, no problem. Let me find. Yep. All right, Kate, you can unmute whenever you are ready.
Okay, she just put it in. How would I know what everyone else in our agency is writing? Is there a report somewhere with all of that our agency has written? Yes, there is. So your book of business report's going to show you all of your policies plus 365 days. And also your new business report that you get, that's a minus 30 days, is going to show you all that. So Kate, in your case, it might be very helpful to have that book of business report. Just ask, just let David send us an email that we will get you added into that report if you're not already getting it. And then when you go through it, then you can see who else is writing what within your agency on the shared, when you're looking at the shared code. This one, it's going to show you your agency name on there. So you won't have to worry about that. It's going to be this one as well. All right. Does that help answer your question, Kate? All right, perfect. I think we had some more come through. Dan, when you say look up the policy and go into Epic, then what? All right, I'm going to show you that. That's what we're going to get into next. Am I missing any other questions, guys?
Yeah, Kevin asked the policy number to be exact format. But there was so yeah, he said that they had one, and there was a space between the numbers. So yeah, they did need to match exactly what's on the outstanding commission report, including the spaces, dashes, numbers, letters, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. The outstanding commissions report is correct. That policy number that's on here. So if you look at this one here, it has a -00. So when you have that entered into Epic, you need to put the -00 in there. And also when you are looking at your downloads every day, you're going to see those new business downloads come through, and you'll be able to see the different policy number formats and make sure that that's exact as well. And if you're following up on your downloads, hopefully you're not going to see a whole bunch of policies on the outstanding commissions report, because it is going to be a way to catch those before they come on to this report. All right, any other questions? Did I miss anything, guys?
Natalia Nelson asked, when you say to enter them, do you need to request a download again from the carrier?
Yeah, probably by the time that they get on this report, they're probably already gone from download and suspense. So you might need to go in and request another download, or you can go in and that new recall feature that we highlighted, I don't know, a couple months back, maybe it was, to be able to go right into Epic and pull that policy number. You don't have to go in and request it from the carrier. If it's still in Ivans, which is where all of our downloads go, then we can pull it right from there and it will update your policy. And I can show you guys that too when if we have time. Any other questions?
Yeah, someone asked about what about when the carrier changes the policy number?
Who's stealing my thunder?
Marcelina.
Yeah, so that's another thing too. So that's a big thing right now. So we have a lot of carriers that decide, hey, we're going to change a policy number at renewal. If it's just like zero, if it's issued 00 and then it is 01, 02, the carrier should have it set up to where it finds it automatically and then it will renew or update that policy for you. I think Bristol West is having an issue. So that's a big one. They renew it with 00, 01, 02, but they're having an issue. So that download is not updating that policy. So when that happens, you might see that on the outstanding commissions report here. So you'll have to go in and check suspense. Make sure you're checking suspense. If you're doing that, I'm telling you, you are not going to have any issues. Not any, I shouldn't say that. You're not going to have less issues. Dan has a question. What about the packaged policies from a carrier such as NatGen, Auto Home Umbrella? Those seem to be tricky to enter them into Epic. So that is true, Dan. When you're entering a policy that is the same policy number for your auto, your home, and umbrella package policy, you're going to enter that in as a package. So I can show you guys that. Look at that. There we go. How to enter package policies. Catherine's already on the ball here. So she just sent that video. If you guys want to click on that, there's also videos in the LMS for that as well. And you can just send us an email if you have any questions, or if later on you're thinking, oh, now I have a package policy. I know Catherine put that video in there. Just send us an email at training@asnoa.com and we'll send that video to you.
Yeah, it's also on our YouTube. So if you go to the Asnoa Training YouTube, you can search package policies and you'll be able to find it.
Yay. See? Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. All right. Kemper as well, but they changed the policy number altogether. So if they're changing it altogether and you're following up on your downloads, you're going to see that right in there. If you do see that a carrier is changing their policy numbers at renewal, please shoot me an email because we don't know unless you guys tell us. So please keep us informed on that because the carriers do not tell us that. So we would really like to know. All right, any other questions?
I think that's good for now.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in and I am going to just grab this policy number. And I'm gonna go into Epic and we're gonna take a look at it. All right, here's Epic, here's the browser. While I'm here, I will show you guys the connection suite. So if you go to help and you click on the connection suite here, you need to install this connection suite. There's 3 of them that need to be installed. We don't use the Epic Quotes, so I don't have that one installed, but if you happen to install it, just because it was there, it's not going to hurt anything. We have, this is already installed and it's already installed. So once you click on it, install it, and they do updates every 2 weeks. So usually Applied, you do like Epic 2022 and it'd be this big change. And then, you know, we're scrambling and changing our videos and doing all that. Well, they're doing it every 2 weeks now. So they're doing these updates. So it's not going to be a big change all at once. So if there is something that is new, different, I will let you know. And we'll put it here in Live with Laura, or we'll show you in the Breakfast Brew. So make sure you're reading that. All right, so let's go into that. So make sure you're updating that because your reports are going to run slow or maybe not at all. All right, so if you look up here at my this address bar up here, do you see that? If you type that in, all you have to do is enter this in, and then it's going to ask for the enterprise ID. And that is, can you type that in there? ALLEG01 for me, guys. And then use your username and password. You're going to really like it. I do. It took me a while to get used to it because some of the things are a little different. But once I did, I love it. And I can access it anywhere. If I don't have my computer and I'm over at my mom's house, I can just log in and I have it. All right. Holly, you might be using the downloaded version. And to make it bigger, there's a neat way to make that bigger. But if I go over into File, I believe there's somewhere in here I can make this bigger. And I'm not really sure where it's at because I'll have to find out where that's at. I never needed to make it bigger, Dan. I apologize for that. All right, so then you're just going to go to Help and you're going to go to Connection Suite. Help, Connection Suite, Update. So important, guys. Got to make sure that you're updating that. All right, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to locate that policy number. And let me see whose it is first.
A lot of people are saying that they don't have the connection suite. If you are using the downloaded version, you won't have it. And if you are on a Mac or anything other than a Windows operating system, the connection suite is not going to be available.
So true, Taylor. Thank you so much for that. So yes, you got to be using the downloaded version. So I have it saved right here.
Browser version.
Browser. Sorry. Browser version. I have it saved right here. So all I have to do is click on it. I don't have to use the one that's installed down below. And if you don't see it, like they just told you, you might not be using the browser. All right. Will they ever make it compatible with an Apple? I'm going to say probably not anytime soon, Sarah. They got this close. I mean, we never could use Apple products before, ever. Now we're in a step in the right direction. So then, hopefully they will. But Taylor, what was all the limitations?
They're kind of small. They're really more of like the additional add-on features that you can still service your policies, you can create accounts, you can add policies, you can really use it for the functionality on a Mac. You cannot use it on Safari. So if you are using a Mac, you will have to download Chrome as the browser. You just can't do certain really add-on features like sticky notes. Accord forms you cannot access if you do not have the connection suite for the browser, but you can service policies and add policies on a Mac.
Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate that. If you don't know what a sticky note is, this is a sticky note and you can put them anywhere in Epic where you're working on. All right, so I'm going to go into, sorry, I think my voice is going. All right, so here is the client. The policy number is here. I located it, but if you remember, it was on my list. So here is a good indication. If you have a policy that is on your outstanding commissions report, go into Epic, check it, and if it's there, we're going to click on policies. Maybe you didn't email outstanding@isnoa.com. So you want to put that in there for me? Outstanding@isnoa.com. If you put a policy in from the outstanding commissions report and you put that in the Epic, you have to email outstanding@isnoa.com. Otherwise, our accounting department does not know that you entered that policy. And they're doing at least 100,000 transactions a month. So it's so important to make sure that you let them know that you entered that in, and then they can go in and reconcile that for you. And that was outstanding@isnoa.com. All right, so see the policy number is in here, and we know the policy number is right because I copied and pasted it right from that report. Now, if you wanted to go in and see if you were paid any commission on it, here's transactions, and I'm not going to open up anything to give any privacy information away for this agent. But if you look, they were not paid. The policies in there, they were not paid any commission. So it's really important to make sure that you do have your transaction columns opened like how I have them. So the search where needs to be accounting month. And I'll give you a minute if you want to screenshot that, or if you want to just go in and do that yourself. Accounting month within range, January, and I put 2009 because that's far enough for us. And then January 2099. And then over here, you're going to see this filter defaults. You're going to click use as defaults. And then click OK. And now this will save forever and ever. All right, that's the transactions. Does everybody have it set up? Because what happens is some of our agents enter them in, like this one, and then we reconcile commission on there. And then we get an email that says, hey, these are on the outstanding commissions. Well, we've reconciled, and you'll see it on your following on the following month. And I think I showed you guys that before, what that looks like. And I'll show you on mine. All right, so if I go to transactions, and you're going to see a whole list of them. It just keeps going and going depending on how long you had this policy within the agency. When you see the accounting month that says March, May, whatever the month is, it's always the following month, which means that I'm going to get paid renewal commission on this policy on April 15th. That's when I'm going to get paid. It's always the month following. Has everybody got that? transactions going to be a very important role within the agency if you want to make sure that you were paid commission. Okay. All right, so we got that. And I showed you guys the two reports. We got the transactions, downloads. So I get a lot of agents that say the policy downloaded. I got it, it downloaded. Okay, well, download and outstanding commission are two separate things. Two separate things. When we received commission and we tried to reconcile it, the policy wasn't in Epic or the policy number was incorrect. That's why it goes on the outstanding commissions. Policy is not there or the policy number is incorrect. So download means you issued that piece of business or it's a renewal, policy change, or cancel, and the carrier sends that download and it can't match up to what you have in Epic. So what it's going to do is it's going to sit there in suspense. You may go in and update that policy number, we reconcile commission, and you still don't have a download. Two separate things. And Catherine does a weekly servicing help session. So if you guys need help on downloads or have questions on downloads, you can join that at any time. You have it a couple of times a week, don't you, Catherine?
Yeah, it's Mondays at 2 p.m. Central and then Wednesdays at noon Central.
Perfect. Thank you for adding that extra day because it is so important. All right. Any questions on transactions and what it means? There's a lot of other columns in here that are going to mean absolutely nothing to you. You can come over here to select columns and you can take off whatever you don't want to see. What I want to see is the policy number, the description, the amount, and my accounting month. That is going to be so important that I see that because I want to know when I'm going to get paid. Or if I look at this one, you know, I did cancel my auto policy, moved it to another carrier. So they took that commission away, and that was in March. So you see how you can read that. All right, so Catherine, I want to know the days of your weekly help session. And I have that, and I'll show you guys that too, where you can find that and register for all of our weekly sessions. All right, we got the outstanding commissions. You're receiving that. If you're not receiving it, please raise your hand, chat it in. We will check. It went out today. If your agency owner is receiving it, ask him to send it to you or send us an email so we can get you on the list so you can receive it. If you are the one that is entering the policies into Epic, it makes sense for you to receive this report. If you are the CSR or the producer, you should be receiving this. Everybody is. All right, Kate, just have Dave send us an email to add you onto that, and we will. All right, so Sarah said, what if the policy is on the outstanding commission and there's transactions that are here, depending on what the month is. So if it says April and you're going to get paid in May, it might have just crossed. But make sure that you email outstanding, let them know, hey, this is still on there. You have reconciled, take it off because it's driving me crazy every month that I see it. I'm thinking that I need to enter that in. Do not enter in the policy 2 times. If you do, you're going to have duplicate policies in the system. And then your book of business report is going to be really inflated. And then there's going to be a lot of cleanup. So only enter it in once. Now, if you look, I'm going to go back over here. All right, so this is September. So let's say that this was, a 6-month policy and you go to look at it in Epic and you're like, I don't see it. I do not see it. I know I just entered it in. I don't see it. All you need to do then is go to your policy list And then just change this current and renewed drop down to all except marketed. So you can see if the policy is there. Maybe the policy, you forgot to enter it in. Now there's a policy change. Now there's a renewal. So you may need to do some work on that policy to get it current in the system. Because if it's not current in the system, you're going to see it on your outstanding commissions. I mean, not your, I'm so sorry, you guys, on your past X report. So you want to make sure all of your policies are updated, or they will be on that past expiration report. So that's how you can go in and look for it. Because I was working with an agent the other day who kept saying, I keep putting it in there and it's gone. That's why we found it under all except marketed, entered in 4 times. And then we just deleted them. All except marketed. You guys already knew that. I know that. When I said it, you were all like, yeah, we know that, Laura. All right. So we have this. All right. Let me go into suspense. I'm so sorry I don't have it open. So I'm going to go into suspense, and to go into suspense, you're going to click on procedures, and you're going to go to interface management. You are going to go to assign items in suspense, and then click run on the far right corner. So that's going to be extremely helpful to go in every single day. If you are a very large agent, you should be going in there daily to find your policies that are in suspense. You do not want to miss any new business that's coming through. All right, so here I'm looking at suspense, and I see there's NBS. NBS is a new business. So, I mean, this was from 3/23, and if I click find, it's not finding this policy. So it's possible. I don't think that this carrier is renewing with a policy change, or a policy number change. So you want to make sure you don't miss those, because guess what? We're going to see them on the outstanding commission, and that report's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. And this is money that is yours. We don't want to keep your money at all. It is so much work for our accounting department to get the money in, not being able to find it in Epic. They have to put it in to an account, update the outstanding commission spreadsheet, the report that gets emailed. And then when it does get put in, then we got to take it back, take it out of this account, put it into another account. So it's a lot of work. So that's why when we're talking about the outstanding commission, we want to pay you. We absolutely do. So please check your downloads, making sure that you're getting your policies entered in. All right. Any questions on this area? Yes, and we do have a list of companies that download, and we can get that out to you. And if you do notice that any of these carriers are downloading with a different policy number, please let us know so we can make some changes on our end. Yes, Dan, the chat is saved. I don't know if it, in the recording, Catherine, does it play back the chat?
I don't believe so. You can view it if we send them the link versus the YouTube, but we'll have to talk about that though.
Okay, sounds good. All right, the chat is going way too fast for me, and I know I just missed something Kate just asked as well. All right, so the new company that we're working with is Branch. We put that in the Breakfast Brew newsletter, how to enter your policies in. They are now downloading, which yay, we are so excited about that. So when you're entering those policies in, all you do is just same way that they issue the policy. So it's the same policy number, but then it says auto, and then the same policy number and home. That is not a packaged policy. Those are 2 separate policies. All right. What was the question about the branch codes?
Already
Catherine
responded.
answered that, yeah.
Yeah.
You got it, okay.
Matt does want to know what happens if it goes longer than 6 months.
Longer than 6 months, then honestly, it goes into another account that they have to put it in by law. So if you are going through your policies and you're like, I never got paid on that new business, but I got paid on the renewal, just email outstanding@isnoa.com, give them the policy number and the name, and let them know that you were not paid commission on the new business. And then they will reconcile commission for you. So it's really important. If you're following up on your downloads, you should not see that issue. All right. If you do not have policies you're writing, they're not getting downloaded, let us know. We need to know that. That is an issue. But if the carrier doesn't download, there's nothing we can do about that. We're working with Ivans all the time to try to get more carriers on board with downloading eDocs as well. All right, here is suspense, new business. You guys all got that. If you don't, you're going to join Catherine on Wednesday, and she's going to show you guys all this wonderful information on download. And the email that you guys are getting, this is the email. All right, so now I'm back to step 3. Here is a nice video, a quick video that you can go in and look to see
Six Flags Great America is
how to
here.
get your policy
Platinum
off of
upgrade.
the report. I'm not going to play it, but it is here, and that's available to you in this email. And then there's also a link to register for Catherine's weekly help session. So step 4, and I'm going to say it again, you got to email outstanding@isnoa.com. If you're in there and you have a lot of life policies and they don't give you the life policy number, or I've been hearing same with health too, if you're writing health, when you issue that business, you're not getting that policy number. So make yourself a reminder, an activity reminder in Epic to follow up on the download. It's not going to download, but you're going to follow up on the policy. So you want to make sure that you are going to get that policy in so it doesn't end up on the outstanding commission. And then you're going to email outstanding@isnoa.com and make sure you're only entering in that policy one time. I think my voice is almost gone, Catherine. Here is the outstanding commission guidelines. So you can click on this and get some more information on what you need to do. And the video, this is pretty much just like the video. All right, and you know what else I think we should add in here, Catherine, too? I think we should add in that the spreadsheet that we have.
Sure. Yeah.
I think we should. I'm going to show it to you guys right now. So when you get it, you're not going to say, what are they talking about? All right, let me open this up for you so you guys can see this amazing report. All right, so this is what it's going to look like when you get it. It's going to show you all the carriers that download and not just the carriers you have appointments with. So all you have to, excuse me, all you have to do is scroll down and look for it, and it will show you what lines of business that they do download. And then down below, it's going to show you the different policy line types that you can use. So helpful. So a lot of times agents are putting in the GAIL, I think it is, or GLIA for a general liability policy, but use GL-S because that's how it downloads from the carrier. So that's what's going to be really important, is making sure you're using the correct line types for that. Little unrelated to our outstanding commission. And then we have the ICO codes of what to use. So when you're using, here is Allstate, that's the one you're gonna use. Here's Barton Mutual, you're gonna use those. And we have this available for you, and we can send it out to you guys afterward. If you need it, just let us know. All right. And then here's how to contact the carrier for another download. You may have other carriers that we don't have on this list, but if you do, just shoot us over an email and say, hey, can you add this carrier to the list so we can, everybody can use it then for sure. All right, we got that. Another great thing that Anthony in accounting has put together for us is we're going to add on here is going to be the different transaction codes that you do see on your producer commission report. So if you see that and you're like, what is INST? You know, what do these mean? We're going to have a whole list for you guys as well. So you're not asking us what those are. You guys will have them. It'll be perfect. Easy for you guys to get that information. All right, so this is our download information, and we do update it as soon as we get that information from the carriers. We come in here and do it. The one thing that I don't have, oh, I do added branch. Oh, I'm sorry, Alyssa, if you were on here, I told her I did not have branch, how to contact them to request another download, but I got it, so here it is. But if you have another carrier you're working with, just send it to us and we will add that on as well. All right, any questions on this report? Anything? Yes.
I haven't seen questions.
Nothing? Deanna said, thank you, Anthony. All right, we will let Anthony know for sure.
And Laura, when they send their email to outstanding, they need to add the policy number, correct?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Add the name and the policy number and let them know that you put that in. And when you're ever requesting a download from a carrier, make sure too that you are putting in the name and the policy number too. A lot of times we're getting carrier reps that are coming back and saying, hey, can you put the name in there too for our people? So make sure you're doing the name and the policy number when you're requesting the other one. All right, so that's step 4, emailing. All right, does anybody have anything else on this email, on the spreadsheet, on how to read the outstanding list? Because I want to make sure you guys understand it. Because if you leave here and you're like, I have no idea what that crazy lady was talking about, I don't want you to leave that way. I want you to leave saying, yes, I did get some new information out of this.
John asked if there was a report that looks for issued or renewed policies that don't have transactions.
No, John, I don't have a nice report that's going to look for that. Applied Systems, I've been working with them about creating some reports that are going to show us this information. So as soon as I have something, I will let you guys know. I will scream it from the rooftops if we can have that report, because it will be amazing. We're getting it all cleaned up. We're working with them. So when you get it, you'll say, oh, look, I put this policy in, I haven't been paid. You know, there are times when carriers, you issue a policy and the carrier just doesn't send it. So we want to make sure that you guys have that information. So working with Applied to get that cleaned up as well. All right. Any questions on that? Is there a format Anthony wants emailed to outstanding? No. Name and policy number. That's all you got to do. He doesn't even care if you say, hi, Anthony, here's my list that I entered in Epic. He doesn't even care. You want to just put in the subject line, entered in Epic from outstanding, and your name and your policy numbers. He is good with that for sure. And then when you send that in, you should get a response back from them that says they received it. And if they have any questions, they will definitely let you know. And Dan is still waiting for us to call. Sorry, Dan. I will get with you. Because I didn't see that voicemail from you, so I apologize, but we will contact you as soon as we are off the phone. All right. Any questions on this? Here's the YouTube channel. We have all kinds of different things that you can go in. We're not updating these as we would because everything's going in the LMS. So there still are some in here, how to add an issue policy in Epic. So you got that. All right, any questions? Is this?
Right, yeah, Marcelina was wondering what happens when a carrier changes the line type at renewal, such as the Hartford.
Yeah, that just drives me crazy. If I am gonna get mad about a download, that is it. Because that's just so much more work on you guys. So what you need to do in that case is you would have to process that as a new business when they do that. So I'm just going to use, let's try this one. Sure. Not having any luck here finding a policy in here. Because here we go. All right, so we have this policy, and this is for a different. I'm not going to keep going. If this is your policy, somebody on this, I'm not going to go through with it and make any changes here. But let's just say that this one renewed with a different policy number. So here's where you're going to highlight it, and it's not going to find it because let's just say this was a 7. And now it renewed with an 8. When you click find, it's not going to find it. All you have to do is backspace out of the last 1 or 2, depending on what it is. And then you just have to click the find button and it's going to find the policy. So you're going to take the new policy number and you're going to renew it to the old policy number. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I might have missed if you answered this part, but she said the line type changed.
The line type change. So now, all right, so that's if the policy number changes.
Mhm.
Now if the line type changes. So we've seen that where you entered it in as a home and now it's a fire, or you entered it as a fire and now the carrier is making it a home, or whatever the different line was. Marcelina for Hartford would be the same thing. Do you have one? You want to give me a name and I'll show you exactly if you have it here, Marcelina. And I can show everybody if you don't mind me showing them. So it went from a BOP to a GL-S. All right, so let's just go in and look at it. All right, so here's your policy for Marcelina in Colorado. And you entered this in as a BOP. Here's the renewal. And it downloaded. The renewal downloaded as a BOP. Are you saying that it was a GL? So now if it does renew, let's just say this one was a GL and this one was a BOP. When you are in suspense here and you find that policy, all right. All right, so when you see this policy here, you're going to have to process this as a new business because now it's a new line of business. And then when you hit select existing, you're going to have to add a new policy. I know you always for years have heard me say, never ever click on add new policy. This is the rare case that you're going to add this new policy in, okay? When you do that, here's when you have to go back in the next day after it downloads and put your PRBR commission into the policy. There's no PRBR commission that's going to update on this new line type. When you add it as a new policy, you have to go back in. So some of you have been receiving emails from me saying, hey, you got to clean up your PRBRs. And that could be why. So when you add it as a new policy from suspense, you have to put in the PRBR commission. So you're going to, I'm trying to cancel it out. All right. So then you're going to process the transaction as new business. And then you're going to click find. You're going to select the existing and add a new policy. Does that help, Marcelina? And Catherine can show you guys if this, let's just say you've never came across this, and then next week you do. Just jump on Catherine's weekly call and she can help you guys out with that. All right. Are we good? Does everybody understand the outstanding commission? There's 2 reports, there's 4 steps. I just want to make sure, because I don't want to leave you guys and then you are like, hey, what's going on with that? The other thing too, if you are going to process this as new business and you have to go back in and add in the PRBR, if it's a profit center, so if it's profit center L for Laura, you have to go in and add in the agency owner and my name and the producer's name. So anytime you are entering policies in from a profit center, you're going to want to make sure that you have the agency name in there and the producer. If you don't, then the report you get every month from accounting is not going to reflect the commission split you have with the producer. So it's really important to make sure that you have that. Branch downloads, and they do pay as NOAA. If you are receiving that check, just let us know and we should be able to work with Branch and make sure that they pay as NOAA instead of paying you directly for that and then having you have to send in an override. There was an email that went out last week, 2 weeks ago, about how to send in your wholesale overrides. So make sure if you're receiving commission from a carrier, it is not going to show in the transaction. So if you're writing a piece of business that's wholesale, you're going to receive that commission. It is not going to be updated in transactions for that policy. And you're going to need to send in that override. Because as NOAA is going to get their commission override. So you're split with as NOAA, they're going to get that part on there. Sorry if my voice is fading. All right, any other questions on this? Is there anything, Catherine, Taylor, is there anything that I missed? All
No, I
right,
don't think so. It looks good.
okay, perfect. All right, so here is the email. The email is outstanding at isnoa.com. You have to email us that or we will not know that you have sent in, that you enter those policies into Epic. All right, our secret word, does anybody know? I just love that. It makes my whole day when I see that you guys are entering those in. Yep, my secret word was peep. It wasn't, what did Kate say to me the other day? It's not Easter egg. You're right, it was peep. That is so, yeah, it's not Easter egg. That's what she said. I laughed so hard, Kate, when you sent me that. All right, guys, I really appreciate you guys joining today and putting up with my scratchy voice here. If you have questions, all you need to do is send us an email. We will gladly get you registered for any one of our sessions. If you go to esnoa.com and you go to the ESNO University, you can click on the ESNO University and it is going to take you into our landing page. And all you got to do is scroll down and register for any one of our sessions. It cracks me up. All right, as Noah emails, read our emails, they're important. Your agency owner should be getting the, as Noah Advantage newsletter. It's gonna give you all the information on bonuses and carrier-related questions. Carrier questions and answers that you guys ask us, they're putting those in there, and reading the breakfast brew. I'm so excited to see that so many of you knew what that secret word was. And Kate said to me the other day, I scrolled all the way down for that. So that's awesome. We appreciate that. If you are using the LMS, we would be really grateful to you if you could send us in a testimonial of what you like about the LMS, what you think that we should include or change. We would greatly appreciate that. And we'll put that in the breakfast brew as well.
And Laura, I had one more thing. Sorry, you can do it at the end if you want. But a couple people asked earlier about the recall feature, if we want to show that at some
Oh, I
point.
do want to show that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I
No
do.
problem.
I'm going to let you, you can walk me through that.
Sure.
All right. Well, if you don't want to learn about that recall feature, thanks for joining. We're always here to help you guys with whatever you need. Failure is not an option, not an option. So if you are thinking, boy, I'm struggling, no way, get in contact with the team here, because we don't want you to struggle. We don't want you to be frustrated. We want to help you out as much as we can. All right, so let me go back in.
Before we show that, there's one more question.
Sure.
On commissions, they're asking at the time of binding the policy, is the commissions as entered in Epic before or after as NOAA receives their commission?
What was, I gotta find that question. Hold on. A question on commissions. At the time of binding a policy, is the commission as entered in Epic before or after commission received, as NOAA receives their commission? I'm not even sure you want to unmute? Yeah, let's ask that question live. I'm sorry. All right. Let me see. I'm looking to unmute you. I'm sorry. Okay, you're all set.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Hi, thank you for having this. I'm learning a little bit more each time I come to one of these sessions. My question was, and just to give an example, I added a homeowner's policy to an existing account that had an auto. And when I went in there to put in the contracted commission, right, in this case was 15%, was with Progressive, it showed what the commission is going to be. And I should know this by now, but is that amount before as NOAA receives their portion, or is that what I can expect to get?
No, this is the commission here that the carrier is sending to as NOAA. So if you go in here and you click this use commission agreement, which you all should be entering policies,
Right,
use commission agreement, this amount is the amount they're going to pay us before you're split with as NOAA.
before the split, okay,
Yep,
Okay.
before the split. So that's before the split. And then
okay,
we go over into transactions. And then you can go through it and then you'll be able to see if you can double click this
uh-huh,
and it will give you, and I can't go any further, but if you go over here, you can see, it will show you the agency commission and what they send, and then what your split is for your PRBR. So when I said earlier about if you're using profit centers, you want to make sure you're entering in the agency's name and the producer with their split. And then you can see that split right here.
okay. And can I see that before the download and before everything? Yeah, before the download, so when I,
The download's gonna come first before commissions reconcile.
okay, all right,
The download's gonna come the next day. It should
Okay.
come the next day. It
Okay,
might
then.
come that same day. With instant downloads, it could come that same day. You go in and do a policy change, it might be there in an hour.
Wow. Okay, that's what I needed. Thank you
right.
so much, Laura.
You're welcome.
I'm staying for the recall.
Recall, okay. Kate, you're cracking me up even more so today. All right, I'm gonna come back over here to procedures. So I'm in procedures. Catherine, you want to walk me through?
Yep, no problem.
Okay. I'm gonna, okay, so I'm in procedures.
Yep. And so this is what you're gonna do if you're not seeing it in suspense. Basically, you're gonna check the IBANs to see if they sent it at all. So on the left, there's that interface management, and you're gonna go to download results.
And Catherine just put the video in the chat too.
Yes.
Just give it a minute because it's going to pull everything and I haven't been in there today.
Right. And if yours isn't set this way, you want to make sure the session says all, and then the section says policies. And you would hit locate to get these policies that are down here. And then you're going to use that search where to search just like you would in suspense. So you can search by account name, branch, or BRCH if you do know that it's not a shared code. So again, shared codes do not download your branch. So go ahead and enter whatever you want, Laura.
Oh, Deanna's probably gonna kill me if she's still on. She's like, Laura, what are you doing?
And hit find.
All right, it's gonna give a minute.
Yeah,
Deanna
it does take a
download.
minute. There's a lot in here, so.
There is, and Deanna
And-
does downloads every day, so.
Right, and this just shows what has been sent for download, so you might have already reconciled some of these. This is just to check and see in case you're not seeing one in suspense for some reason. So you're just gonna find whichever one you need. So let's say it's that one, you can just click on it. And then you're going
Deanna.
to,
Deanna, I'm gonna click on it because it doesn't have a lookup code.
right, so that means it hasn't been assigned. And then to the top right, click on recall, right there. And that's gonna push it into suspense usually. And then right there, yep, when she scrolled over, you can see the recalled status now says recalled. So if we were to go into suspense, it should be in there.
Is it gonna be instantaneous, like right now?
Yes, it should be. You might have to refresh, I wonder, but we'll double check.
Oh, you're right, Catherine. I'm gonna refresh it. Oh, I should have just looked under CAM. And down at the bottom right-hand corner, you see the green bar, it's moving, it's
Yeah.
thinking.
It's thinking.
There's a lot in there. Now, we only keep 30 days in here. All right, so I'm gonna clear my filter. And I'm gonna go into BRCH, and I'm gonna go into CAM and look it up. Yes, this is the way to do it without having to go and ask the, that was it right here?
I believe that was it, yep.
So you can use this feature so you don't have to ask the carrier to resend the download.
Yeah, it's a new process, so it was in the breakfast brew. We had that video in there a couple months ago, but yeah, definitely exciting. So yeah, you don't have to go and contact the carrier. If you're not seeing it in there, then you would still have to contact the carrier to get them to send it. But at least you can try this first.
It's already canceled.
Right.
All right. So I love the recall feature. This is absolutely amazing. If you are writing nationwide, you can't, with the shared codes, you can't go in and request your own download. So this is going to be a way to go in here, use this recall feature so you can get those nationwide downloads. I mean, you can get them for any other carrier. All you got to do is pull it up right there. All right, so where did you go for that? You went to,
Or just, you want to do it from the home screen?
yeah. All right, you guys ready?
All right, from home, you're gonna go to procedures. And then it won't show this usually, but you're gonna go to download results.
Because I had it open over
Yeah,
here.
it's already open.
All right, I'm getting out of it because we're gonna start fresh.
All right, procedures. Step 1. All right, now interface management and download results.
Voila. This is probably one of my most favorite features right now. in
Yeah.
Epic. If anybody's using the install version, is that available in that?
I'm not sure, actually. Do you know, Laura?
I'm not sure because I don't use the
I
install.
don't. Yeah, I don't either.
It is.
It is? Okay, thank you, Taylor.
Okay, so it is still there. So that's awesome. So then all you need to do then is do the same process, download results and look it up and recall it.
Mhm.
Anybody need me to do that again?
Again, I have it in the chat as well for the video. If you guys want to click that link and save it, then you can always look at it again later when you need it as well.
And we're gonna look and see about getting the chat because you guys have been amazing in the chat.
Yeah. I'll check on that when we get the recording, Laura.
Okay. All right, great. All right, perfect. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, everybody. We really appreciate you guys jumping on and spending this hour with us. If there's anything you guys want us to do in the upcoming Live with Laura's, just let us know. And we will get that together for you. Catherine is putting together a Epic boot camp. So we look for emails from that. It is going to be deep diving, getting into Epic and doing a workshop where you guys are sharing your screen, moving back and forth, and we are getting into the nitty-gritties of Epic that maybe you guys didn't know, or that you guys just kind of maybe skip those steps. You know, maybe you're not attaching or using activities and how important some of those are. So look for upcoming information on that. So thank you again so much. And I'm over time again. I apologize and for being over time. Thank you guys so much. It's always a pleasure to be on here with you guys, and I really appreciate you. And remember, always be epic. All right, guys, thanks so much. I'm going to stop our recording. We will put that into the LMS so that you guys can have access to it at any time.